Fund the charity room, viewers. We need your help. Don't donate. Hi, I'm Mika's fan. I had more planned, but I got anxious. So
it was a good start.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Okay, so I'm Mika's fan. We're playing Star Fox 2. I found out 10 minutes ago you can switch co-pilots in this game. So we're going to try hard mode. But I'm not going to guarantee we see the end of this game, but we're going to have fun. With me today is the Golden Bolt.
Hello. Hi.
That's him. I also have Some Call Me Johnny.
Greetings and salutations.
And Games Enlisted's hanging out. He's handling our nations and bid wars in our sheets. Thank you so much.
Well, I was going to say Butts Carlton.
Also Butts Carlton.
Put it on the license plate.
Yeah. So I'm playing this via the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Nintendo Switch online app, which is something I say to myself 3 times at the start of every day just to get myself in the right headspace.
Are you playing it on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online, Super Nintendo Wireless Joy-Con controller for the Nintendo Switch TM system?
I thought about it, but I prefer having an analog stick.
Give me a headache just listening to that.
Marketing.
It's all about the brands. So, I can record my gameplay. That's pretty great.
It's a built-in recorder. Star Fox 2 was really ahead of its game.
It's got a built-in stereo, guys.
On Nintendo shit can this. They tried to stop Twitch. They knew. So yeah, this is a cool game. This is one of 3 Star Fox games I've played. I had Adventures growing up, and that was the only Star Fox I knew outside of Smash until Nintendo gave away 64 3D at some point through Club Nintendo. So I guess I've seen the best and the worst of the series.
So what do you think about the series? Like which ones are your favorite of the few you've played?
64 is pretty good. I think this game's really cool. I wish it ran at more than 10 frames per second, which is great because I'm streaming it at 60. I wish I could use an analog stick for the Chicken Walker sections. That'd probably help my mind a lot. I think this game's really cool. I think 64 is really fun, and I think Star Fox Adventures is really funny.
Fair.
I just like
John, what about you? Sorry.
Oh, God. So I've had the honor of playing the entire series a couple of years ago when I did the Star Fox Marathon. And back when I originally looked at this game, it was only in its, prototype stage because I never thought it would ever get a release. Despite here, I think it was Dylan Cuthbert saying that a master run did exist for the longest time. It's what he studied to make Star Fox Command, the DS game that nobody talks about for good reason. And, a couple of years later, I guess to really sell the SNES Classic as if the idea of hacking into it and putting all the games in it wasn't a selling point enough, they gave us the officially released and fully completed Star Fox 2, and it's quite amazing. I'm pretty sure everyone here, or at least everyone in the chat, can think of a game that for a fact is swimming somewhere out in the spatial void that got canceled at the last minute. But you see instances like this where maybe, just maybe it might come out in some capacity if there's enough interest. They'll probably throw a Kickstarter, to lie to say they needed the funds to release it.
Platinum.
Just upload the ROM, idiot.
Yeah, it's interesting because this makes everything possible. This makes Mother 3 somewhat possible. I mean, it's not, but if you really want to believe it is, obviously it's a different situation because that's a whole translation and there's political issues behind it. But Nintendo dumped a ROM of their own game. That's pretty much what happened.
Does that often happen? I mean, obviously, virtual console releases, it's just glorified emulators and ROMs.
Yeah.
For something that wasn't released before officially, that's a whole other ball. And people are, Blue Dino is saying the Earthbound 64 prototype, which would eventually 3.
And that might be in the leaks. It might be in the leaks.
It might be in the leaks. Yeah, they're still sifting through that, but imagine, oh my God.
That's one.
This will never happen for clear business marketing reasons, also, let alone that it's Nintendo. But I'd love to see I don't know what you'd call it, unfinished works, air quote, game, where it's just a little thing of here's all the stuff we kind of got to prototyping stages on, or near complete status, or just game ideas that just didn't work. here's a virtual museum. Look at the art. Look at our documents. Play with what we do have. Like the Ratchet and Clank games have those little things.
I was about to say, bring me 6 minutes in, and I'm going to mention Ratchet and Clank.
Just taking you up there with
His
that.
right hand shaking compulsively.
Yeah. Those are like one of the coolest things about those games is that you
Yeah.
can go into those little test environments and just fuck around.
Yeah, and it's very un-Nintendo for them to do that, which is why I always loved how different like Insomniac was when they do that kind of stuff, because they have full mechanics that they'll just have in the museum and say, hey, we never really finished it, so it doesn't work, but here's a gun we didn't put in the game. Or in Ratchet 3, here's a racetrack that we were going to put on one of the maps, and then we were like, hey, why would we do that? But they still left it in the game, even though that game needed all the space it could get to just fit on the disc. Like, but they left it in there just to show everybody, hey, this is some shit that, you know, we might do another day. And it's just so cool.
And though the ramifications of the massive leak are something we're going to have to process and likely deal with in the coming year.
Yeah.
I think it also should be noted that it is actually really impressive that Nintendo still had the source code for a lot of things as early as like the early 90s and mid 90s.
Yeah.
You know, because speaking as a Square Enix fan, I lost count at the amount of times I've heard developers said they lost the source code to like stuff like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy VIII. And that's why they had to like do some really big workarounds to get those games ported. And then some of Nintendo's like, no, we got everything in this vault. They got their Disney vault basically. And like somebody broke into it and just let it all out.
Yeah. And even I think with the Crash Insane trilogy, I don't believe they had much of the source code to work off of. So they kind of just had to, like, they had a little bit of what they could work with from like an earlier build, and they had to play it sort of by ear, if I remember correctly. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Right, I'm eyeballing it. That looks like that jumped at 5 frames.
Yeah, that's fine. It looks like it controls like Crash 1. Let's do it. We're in.
Yeah, that Nintendo thing kind of blows my mind though, because like we have the paint shop layers of the Mario 64 cover art. What? Why would anyone have that still?
Yeah.
It makes me feel better about holding on to all of my ass load of backup files that I do not need.
Well, I mean, that's the smart thing to do, though. I mean, you just buy a bunch of hard drives, put it in your closet, and you try to give people that you're not hoarding pornography. You know, it's just like, no, it's backup assets. I mean, I love Mario.
It's FTCR project files. Oh god, it's worse.
Go away.
I have gigs and gigs worth of Audacity files, but why? Just you never know.
You never know when you need that episode 14 of the Let's Play back.
That's for damn sure.
Remember that one thing you said eons ago? Hold on, I have the hard drive somewhere around here. Oh, I didn't label it. Shit. All right, it's gonna be a long day.
I can
Enhance.
have enough of Stefan to make a deep fake of him.
So with Star Fox 2, is this technically a canon game now? I know the canon for Star Fox is really weird, but
I mean, that's the real answer. I'm going to say no, because you know the series was clearly rebooted with 64.
yeah.
And they did it again with 0. But I think that 2 is just a thing of the past. It is just there for novelty's sake. That said, I would not mind if they brought back some Star Fox 2 characters. Well, by that I mean, was it Faye and Mew, the two, the Lynx and the dog.
Those are cool characters.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only time they ever really showed up in any significance. So if now that you're officially acknowledging Star Fox 2 as an official game, I'd say bring them back in some capacity, like Star Fox 02.
Yeah, because I already did that with the Chicken Walker from 2 with 0. So
I mean, they've been reaching into the Star Fox 2 well since 64, because 64 took a lot from 2. You know, it's just repurposed. And Command also took a lot from 2, namely the map navigation and the all range mode style combat, because I believe Command was nothing but all range stuff. And I mean, that's basically Star Fox 2 in a nutshell.
Yeah,
which is probably my biggest point against it, because I'm more of a fan of the linear hallways traveling from planets, and everything here is an arena. And the combat's better, and I like the upgrades you can get, and the Chicken Walker is legitimately fun to play, as you know, janky frame rate aside.
Yeah. This seems like a fun game. So I've had it both on the SNES Classic and obviously SNES Online, but I haven't played it that much, but it's so much more fun to watch than to play. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, Sriracha Jirachi. I like how one of Wolf's tips and ultimate claims that Star Fox 2 was delayed a bit. Just a bit.
Yeah, it's just fascinating to watch it because I really haven't gotten far into it, and most of what you see is like the first level and insert random Chicken Walker clips here when someone talks about it.
I just like it's called the Chicken Walker.
Imagine Star Fox 2 overclocked.
Oh my god! Have you ever played the original Star Fox overclocked?
No,
It's unplayable. Like
God.
that is a game that breaks when the frame rate is good. Like it is insane to play.
Is it one where like the speed is tied to frame rate, so it just goes? Oh,
Everything in Star Fox and Star Fox 2 for that matter is designed around that lag. So when you overclock it, you need to overclock too, because otherwise you're not winning at all.
Sounds like something Star Fox Kiwami could fix. Now that they made Star Fox Zero.
So Chris, I know you mentioned that you hadn't played Zero, but I'm gonna throw this in here. I kind of liked Zero, and I know that's a weird take.
How dare you?
I think people are too harsh on Zero, but everyone's got their opinions and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, I'm a little hazy now because it's been a couple years since I played it, but
Yeah.
I vibed with the controls pretty quickly. Like it takes a little bit to get used to the whole dual screen concept that they're trying to go for, but I've played enough DS games that I could kind of get used to it, even though there's a much larger gap between the two screens. But it kind of became intuitive once my brain wrapped around it, and it was just too short. Like by the time it got good, it was done, which is a kind of common Star Fox problem.
Star Fox had that problem. It was just too short for its own good. Even 64. Oh no, I think 64.
64 had some decent length to it.
I think 64 had the best length for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering, because it also did the Star Fox. This is one thing that I really like about Star Fox in its entirety is that, higher difficulties are not just like enemies getting stronger and all that. There's different stages completely. Like there is only things you can access in hard and expert mode in previous games. And I like that because that encourages you to keep playing, to get better. Like, maybe play normal mode for a couple of hours until you're comfortable with it. And then when you think you're ready, go to hard and you're rewarded with, not only more fulfilling gameplay, but you get to see completely different planets and space battles. That I really like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was one of the things I really, really liked when I first. I came in late to Star Fox, so when I played 64, it was one of those games where I'm like, all right, let's see if it's what everybody says it is. And then I played through on normal, and I was like, all right, it's pretty all right. And then I was like, let me try hard to see, what's different. Oh shit! Okay,
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I love shit like that. That's so cool.
But yeah, I mean I know the big sticking point for Zero was the controls.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. The only thing I had to compare it to was Star Fox 64 3D on a 3DS, because I immediately thought of the gyroscope controls for that one. And in that game, told them that the console also controlled your entire ship, which terrified me. I was like, oh god, if it did that, then I can't play this.
Yeah.
But no, it only moves the reticle, and I don't find that odd at all because I'm always using gyro controls for aiming on Wii U titles, all two of them, and for Splatoon I use gyro controls. On the rare occasion I played an FPS-esque game on a Wii U, I use gyro controls. I just feel they're pretty intuitive for that kind of game. Anything where you just have to aim it somewhere, I think the gyroscope works just fine for that.
Yeah.
Not that I would not mind them doing it again on the Switch with a more traditional control method. I think Star Fox Zero needs another chance.
Really
Because
seemed
it
like a
doesn't help that it was on one of Nintendo's worst consoles.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was really victimized by just the general feeling around the
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
Because they really I feel they put their heart and soul into the marketing campaign for Zero. It had that animated short. I remember the Nintendo Directs
With
at
the
the
puppets,
puppet
yeah.
shows. Yeah, they were really banking on this. Being Fox's return to form.
Yeah.
It was on the Wii U, and it's like that's it. I mean,
So
that right there killed it.
So what you're saying is Platinum should make a Kickstarter.
Yeah,
After it's done.
When it's no here, make a Kickstarter after the game is already released on the Switch.
Hey, you want it again?
Yeah, I mean we gave it to you already, but we need money.
Star Fox Zero DX2.
Ooh, that missile has a mind of its own. Oh, you missed that missile.
Yeah, it was so close.
I just like the missile heads straight to Cordelia, and then it just loses its composure as it's falling towards the atmosphere. Did the missile hit? It did, yeah, but it kind of spun out of control. I mean, a hit's a hit. Just send another one.
It's so, like I said, it's just so interesting to watch. Like, I'm just kind of fascinated.
Is there another game that has this kind of overworld, like
I think that was Command mainly.
time
Command.
management?
Yeah.
Commands like
Yeah,
that? Okay.
Command is pretty much a refurbished Star Fox 2. It's not as interesting because in that game, it's been a while. I haven't played it since the review though, so I apologize if I get something wrong. In that game, you also had to protect the mother base from incoming enemy attacks, and you had to like strategically place ships across the map to encounter them and prevent them from getting close. I think if it takes I remember it's Rob 64 was in command of the mothership, and if he gets hits once, that's it. Like it's game over. Unlike Cornelia here, which could take quite a beat. I mean, it's a planet that makes sense, I guess, but in a command, you can't let Rob 64 get hit at all. And that sucked.
Yeah, I was gonna say my hope would be for another game that kind of pulls this thing off, because this is what makes me enjoy playing it. But
I would love to see this before we have donations, so I want to jump into those in a sec.
oh yes,
I would love to see the again Ratchet and Clank. I'd love to see the top-down overworld structure that Crack in Time had. The weird sort of like flat-styled hub areas in that game. I'd love to see something like that in a Star Fox game. I mean, even Starlink. Starlink is a great example of like the in-betweens of like going between the planets and having that integrated into the gameplay. It'd be really just fascinating to see an actual Star Fox, sector, not even a full galaxy, obviously not a galaxy, but not even a full solar system, just a sector of a few different planets. And, maybe you have to fast travel between separate sectors, but just to have that fully travelable overworld would be so, so cool. But with that, we have a couple donations. We have $50 from Hobo Joe. Hey guys, been a fan for a while. My dad had diabetes before losing him 6 years back, so I wanted to donate to this cause especially. Sorry I can't donate more. Don't be sorry. I promise, don't be sorry. Any donation is more than generous. Any way of sharing the stream, anything like that, is more than generous. Don't ever be sorry for not donating enough, because you are.
Thank you, Joe.
He continues. Kevin/Golden Bolt, I wanted to say thanks for answering my questions during Bayonetta and the amazing discussion that it led to about media criticism as a whole. I'm a big fan of Ratchet as well as Gaming Brits, but I also disagree with him on a lot of points. As well as just love philosophical dissections about pop culture and how we interpret entertainment. As appreciation, let my donation go to your choice. I'd love to hear more of your thoughts on the series, such as shifting away from the capitalist satire, Deadlocked originally being a racing game. That's a new one to me. And or even more on Sly Cooper. Sorry for the long post, and if I made things weird, you didn't, then thank you very much, and wish you guys well. So thank you for your donation. That was $50 towards my choice. I will have to look at the list and think on that.
Sonic Advance 3.
Shut up.
You know what? Let's do Sonic Advance 3, because I think Pac-Man's pretty heavily World 2 by now.
Sorry.
So I'll say that's interesting with Deadlocked being a racing game, because the thing I know about Deadlocked is that the original plan was this game called Ratchet and Clank Nexus, which was going to be a one-world, expansive, sort of not open world game, but sort of interconnected, almost Metroidvania styled game. And they put that on the back burner because they realized that'd be too much work for working on it in the span of like 6 months. So they made Deadlocked instead, and then the name Nexus became Into the Nexus later, and then the idea of one world became All for One later. So that's interesting that it was a racing game. But I'll jump back to that in a second, because I want to go through these other donations first. We have $10 from Nobatron. Salutations to the Ficonos man, thy Bolton Gold, and we call him Johnny, and games unlisted. Here's a small donation, and don't forget to use the boost to get through. Do a barrel roll. Never give up. Trust your instincts.
Hi, Nobatron. Thank you.
And then we have $5 from Philip Kanzarovsky. Hello again, everyone. I wanted to throw in a bit more money on my end, given the little I donated before. Again, every bit is huge.
Yeah.
Put this to the best advanced game, Sonic Advance 2. Also, question for John. Sorry if you've answered this before, but given the discussion of redoing brain scratch playthroughs on day one, is a Sonic 06 redo planned at some point?
It was in the cards originally. No. There,
Watch the FTCR one.
there is. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead. Just plug it. I don't
Yeah.
care. There is a limit, and because I feel that there was much we can still discuss about Adventure and Adventure 2, because honestly, I think they're more interesting discussions. 06 has been beaten to death. Like, that horse is long dead. And though I know that people will probably expect it because they really liked how the revisited commentaries came out, and I'm happy about that. But 06, no. On top of it being a much longer game, is everybody's made the jokes, everybody's made the critiques, the comments. It's nah.
Yeah,
I'd rather we just spend our time revisiting something else that's more meaningful.
and I'll say that FTCR playthrough is probably my favorite playthrough of 06 anywhere on the internet.
It is great.
That is the definitive let's play of that game.
It's fantastic.
I feel like the only way left you can tackle 06 is to either have someone who worked on the game on, or not talk about the game at all and have that be the joke.
Or just wait until that Project 06 thing is completed.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because
like
now I'm more interested nowadays in talking about like folks improving upon the game.
Yeah,
Not rather, hey, look at the thing that sucked like 14 years ago. And it's like, yeah, exactly. It was 14 years ago.
Yeah. That was a lot of our discussion yesterday too.
Turn the page, please.
I was gonna say I like the idea of having a let's play with like Takashi Iizuka on, and you just start asking questions, and then you realize that he speaks Japanese, and so there's just a language barrier the whole let's play. That would be absolute art. Philip ended with the original got me back into BSC back in 2012, so it'd be nostalgic to see. Keep up the good work, everyone.
Because I just got back a what did you want to put the figure $50 toward?
That would let's do it towards Advance 3.
Advance 3. That means that puts Advance 3 in the lead at $325 versus Advance 2's $285.
That's right down to the wire. When does that end?
That ends the end of the day on Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. Awesome.
Real quick.
That'll be fun.
What the fuck am I supposed to do here? I'm supposed to shoot this thing?
You have to there are switches you have to press. One of them is on that spinning tower. So get rid of those enemies and you should be.
It's on the platform, not necessarily where it's pointing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Macbeth. This is jank as hell because you have to hit the switch in your chicken form.
Yeah.
And I think the tower stops spinning if you kill the enemies like on it. So it makes it a little easier. I remember the expert one was worse.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. The expert one, when you do the stage, the button is on a moving lava platform.
Fuck that.
And it never stops. So you have to fly over it and like guess if your trajectory is right when you transform, because you know that takes like 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant. Although since you're not playing extra mode, that means you don't have to deal with the utter randomness of one of the other stages. I think it was the meteor stage, where to open the base you had to spin these roulette tables and hope to God it landed in a circle.
Yeah, no thanks.
It's gambling. Like it's just straight up gambling. There's no skill to it whatsoever. It's just spin and pray. It's funny because this is a game that when I originally looked at, I thought it was, it's an interesting little like footnote in the history of Star Fox, because I thought like, yeah, clearly there are some things finished a little on the easy side because it wasn't properly balanced, but I still consider, hunt down a prototype round if you can find it, because Nintendo will never release it. But later down the road when they officially release it, it's definitely harder, yeah, but they also go ahead and they took away the homing shot for your characters by default, because that's something you had by default in the prototype ROMs, I guess, just for like debugging purposes and testing things out. But it made combat way easier. Like it made like the dogfights especially benefited from the most, because you still have to dodge stuff. Like you still have to practice doing barrel rolls to deflect projectiles and all that. But you didn't have to be super precise with aiming, because your reticle is not 1-to-1 accurate because you're using a D-pad for the most part, and it doesn't stick to targets, though the chicken walker does strangely. But you had the homing shot to back you up. In the official release, you have to unlock the homing shot. by collecting all of the general pepper coins scattered in every level that's available to you. Well, not even that, because you don't even get access to every stage on one playthrough. Starting with hard mode and expert mode, the planets chosen to you. Oh, no, it's every difficulty. I'm sorry. The planets chosen in your selected difficulty are random. Like, it's always between like 2 or 3 planets in normal mode, but you might get Meteor or Fortuna and not get this one level. If you want the homing shot, you need to get all the general pepper coins in that difficulty. So you need to probably do multiple playthroughs to even get the homing shot. And it's not fun because, I mean, exploring the levels is, it's okay. Whatever. It's like you want to explore the arena. That's great. I'd rather you not spend so much time on it because you're under a constant time limit in this game.
Yeah.
I kind of feel it works against that kind of design, but I don't know. At the very least, you get full collecting that general pepper coin does fully restore your health.
Yeah.
At the very least, so it's good for a backup if you're taking too much damage. But I also feel, I kind of wish you didn't have to work this hard to get something that was already inside the game originally. And homing shot by default, starting with 64, was just something you had naturally. So clearly, they thought at some point, hey, maybe we shouldn't lock it behind a stupid collectible.
I didn't even know there was a homing shot. So
Yes, there is a homing shot. I mean, you're playing in hard mode, right?
yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not going to get it anyway because, again, I don't know what planets were loaded on your first try. You got, what was it?
One on top, and this one I'm just going into.
Yeah.
I think.
At some point, you would have to keep replaying until the other planets got highlighted because you can only invade planets that Andros is currently attacking. Like, you can't just visit a planet all willy-nilly just to say hi to the locals. Everything going all right here? Yeah. See any monkeys lately? Just chilling out the local Eladard Starbucks.
I like the idea of a Starbucks Star Fox like a crossover.
That's right.
Gosh,
That's probably got to be like
space.
That's probably got to be like one of those coffee art things that they do. They probably tweeted that out at some
I would
point.
love that. Yeah. If not them, Arby's.
Oh yeah, no, Arby's definitely did some Star Fox.
Buy a sandwich. Cardboard.
Can't let you brew that Starbucks. Yeah, that's what it was. There was a shirt, I think.
I was gonna say, I knew that was activating like some 2012.
Yeah, it's something in there.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, we got a couple of editions here. I can read them out. $5 from Ian Bow. I'm amazed the discussions from yesterday went from issues and overly negative critique to Wally's dump truck ass.
Yeah.
To Advance 3. And $5 from the Lame Samurai. Hey, y'all, just have to say that I am enjoying this charity marathon so far. Question for all of you. Out of the main 3 PlayStation 2 era mascots, Sly Cooper, Ratchet, and Jack, which one of you is your favorite? Put this towards Yusuke and Persona 5 dancing, because damn it, he is best boy if you have anything to say about it. This is more around your guys' realms because I was not into the platforming era in the PS2.
That's fair. Chris, you want? Everyone knows my answer. You want to go?
I was gonna say I'll probably be faster. I also had no interest in the PS2 platformers. Like those characters, something about them growing up just didn't appeal to me. And I found that as I've grown, things I didn't like as a kid but tried, usually wound up really liking. I guess I just didn't trust myself. So now trying to go back, I've only played Jack 1 out of that, so I can't really speak to that. I fucking love Sly Cooper. I think those games are really cool. So good that I never finished the 4th one. But Ratchet and Clank I went through and played pretty much all the way. So I feel like that's probably a better series. I probably do prefer that. But there is just a weird special something, Sly 1 and 2, that might make me give that the slight edge. Like I'd probably rather pick those games up than a Ratchet on a given day. But also, the Ratchet games are really good.
I think that Sly 2 has an argument to be maybe not but one of the top 5 PS2 games ever made.
It's really good.
I can only go off what I witnessed on the SGB playthroughs because Elliot handled all the Sly games and Matt played the first Ratchet and Clank for the channel, and I don't think we did a Jack and Daxter game at all, but we did do a brain scratch commentary of it. So I only have experience like looking at the games, but I never experienced them myself. And I'm actually going to go into this in my PlayStation 2 video that I'm working on right now because that might be like the most shocking omission from that retrospective. I was like, John, you didn't talk about Jack, Sly, or Ratchet at all. I was like, I didn't grow up with those games. Like
the whole Golden Trilogy.
Yeah, basically, it's like by by the early 2000s to mid 2000s, I kind of stopped playing platformers. Like the only one that I really played or put any amount of effort into was Sonic Heroes, and that was on GameCube. So that wasn't even on PS2, because that was kind of like a paradigm shift for me into RPGs, action games, and adventure games, and platformers. Or I don't know. I play a lot of Crash. I don't need to play Crash right now. That's pretty much where I fall into that.
Yeah, and that makes sense because especially Jack 1 and Sly 1 are in this weird sort of thing. I've always said that Sly 1 is kind of like what Crash 4 would have been if they decided to add a stealth gimmick. It's a weird thing, but if you think about it, it kind of works. And Jack 1 is like sort of a mixture of what Crash would have been as a collectathon if they had made a Crash 4, but also closer to like almost a Banjo style of collectathon. So they were just kind of at that point evolutions of what we had already seen on the PS1. They weren't really radical next level things like Sly 2 being a beat 'em up adventure, also platformer, because it wasn't really a platformer at that point. It was just prototype Assassin's Creed. And then Jack went into the whole GTA style and kind of completely shifted tone. And it's fascinating to see like that first couple years where no one was really sure what they could do to push the limits yet, besides like Ico, which I mean, Ueda is just yeah.
I grew up with the PS2, but yeah, I never played those three games until like the PS3 era. Like I went back and played the PS2 Ratchets after I played Future, and then at around that time, I think I played Sly first on the Sly collection on PS3, and then I got the three Jack games on PS2 around the similar time as well, and that's how I experienced them. But yeah, Ratchet, yeah, I think is by far my favorite of the three. I really enjoy the Sly games, though. At least maybe it's because I played it on the collection. The three games kind of blur together a bit for me personally.
That's fair.
And then with the Jack games, I do enjoy 2 and 3, but yeah, Jack 1 I think is that Jack 1's one of my favorite 3D platformers. I just love how it handles that open world collectathon in comparison to a lot of other similar type of games.
Jack 1's a really good turn off your brain kind of platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also the sad part is that it's as short as it is, because I want more of it. But I my first playthrough, I 100%ed it in like a day.
Damn.
Like it's really quick, and I also skipped an entire level somehow. I was like, oh, I thought I had 100%. Oh, I missed the underwater level. Sick.
Hey, I know the feeling.
Oh, you did the exact same thing, didn't you?
And Spyro 1, I just completely missed Dry Canyon. We're doing it. What the fuck is this level?
That's amazing.
Because the status screen doesn't show like question marks on the thing. I think it's.
It just has an empty space.
Yeah,
like
so I was missing it for the longest time and went, oh shit.
God. I was gonna say with the PS2, the Holy Trinity there. I think Sly has the best peaks of the PS2. Like if we're looking at just the PS2 games, I think Sly has the best peaks, but also has some really weird valleys in there. Jack is all over the place. Jack's a whole interesting.
That I'm more familiar with like Jack's like I don't know, crater or graph
metamorphosis.
Yeah,
there are a lot of people that like to, and I don't see it because it to the point that 3's issues all almost entirely come from fixing the things that they set up in 2, and that's a big problem. That your third game is just not an apology tour.
The Rise of Skywalker to Last
God. And then Ratchet was there just being very consistently really fucking good the whole time. Like, say what you will about Deadlocked if you don't like Deadlock for being too samey, but it's still a really solid game. And they were making them year after year. Like those games, like Insomniac was insane. That's what did it for me, was that you could get a new Ratchet game every year and it would just hold up.
It also helped, like pretty much almost every Ratchet game was made by Insomniac. I think it's like Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank, which were made by that like other studio. But then everything else was Jack 3 was Naughty Dog made Jack X. I forgot about that.
Yes.
And then who made Daxter? Because I know it wasn't the people who made
Ready at Dawn. Ready at Dawn, I'm pretty sure, who made the God of War PSP games as well. And then Sly just had the 3, and then God, what am I blanking on? Who are the 4 guys? Sanzaru.
So it is Sanzaru. Okay.
Now owned by Facebook Gaming.
Yeah, Facebook Gaming.
Thank God.
Sanzaru.
Yeah, they're dead. That's a shame.
Oh, that's sad. I'm sad.
Sly 4 had such like I would have loved to see Sound Zero make a Sly 5 because they really did get the heart of it down. They just stumbled in some of the same places that the other games did, but worse because now we're older and more critical.
Is Sly still like in some sort of like temporal flux
Yes.
of existing and not existing at the same time?
Because
Because
the movie turned cartoon for how many years
yeah,
now, Kevin?
yeah, because that movie trailer was like 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm not sure. Then I heard it was going to Netflix instead. I didn't hear anything after that.
What happened was they announced too many movies too quickly, that being 2, because it was the same studio that worked on the Ratchet movie was going to work on the Sly movie as a part of a whole PlayStation line.
It was the same director. It was the same director, Kevin Monroe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then after Ratchet bombed, they decided, okay, hold on, we're gonna wait this one out and see, because that was supposed to come out the same year, and then suddenly it was nowhere. And it turned into a 11-minute animated series for 52 episodes that was supposed to be out in October of 2019. We haven't heard anything
Since
since.
I think it's now being animated by the Sonic Boom cartoon people I saw somewhere, right? Guido?
I like-
whatever?
I mean, if you're gonna get somebody, I guess.
I like that it's now being animated.
Yeah, it's now.
This was
it's
supposed
now
to be out
being-
last year.
I don't know. That it bothers me when stuff like that happens and they just don't at some point say, yeah, we still intend to release this.
You know what though? I think PlayStation inspired animated shorts would do better as a Netflix adaptation.
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than later.
I've been saying to Kevin for a while, like, I just want a Sly Cooper cartoon at this point.
Yeah, 'cause
I just
Sly's
adore those
perfect.
characters.
Sly is absolutely perfect for a cartoon because it was designed to be like a playable cartoon. You have episode arcs, you have season arcs as the games. Like, it would be just perfect because you could throw in filler wherever you want to and it would work. Every heist can be a mission. Or, a mission. Every heist can be an episode leading up to the big heist at the end of the season.
Chris, that satellite was so close to being fired. Oh my god. You do not want the infected satellite to shoot at Cornelia because I think it does 50% damage.
Oh, God.
It would have
planet.
sucked. I didn't even know it was about to fire.
Yeah, that's the entire point of the virus. The virus corrupts the satellite cannon so that it aims at Cornelia, and if you wander for too long, it will fire at Cornelia, and the damage is massive.
I accidentally saved the world.
Yeah, thank you, Star Fox. What did I do?
We have 2 more donations. We have $5 from Parik the Irish. Hey, another $5 in the charity from me. Have this go towards Twin Snakes because I haven't seen much of it and I want to see it in this charity marathon. Also, here's a big question. How is the Mario Party and Subspace being done since it's SGB? I'm assuming you all aren't meeting up in person due to you know what.
It's from what I understand, we're going to be doing it via Discord, and. God, I don't remember if we're going to be. If we're meeting in person, then fuck, I'm wearing a hazmat suit because there's a reason why we're not doing HB meetups now.
Yeah, of course,
we had to keep a distance. So it's either we're going to like record 10 feet apart from each other with XLR cables going everywhere, or we're probably going to do it online via Parsec, which would be the much safer option.
Yeah,
but we have
to get it running.
We have to account for Dolphin if it's like a GameCube game. Some other thing, but we'll cross the bridge when we get to it. I mean, it's like how many days away for it?
7 more days.
Yeah, we have time to talk about it because the entire reason why we're not doing SGB is because we're trying to keep it easy, safe for Corona, and it's like, oh wait, but you're meeting up here. We are, So we'll definitely cross it when we get to that.
And speaking of that, Chaos Chow donated $5, just a little bit for today. Put this towards Mario Party 6. Also, thoughts on the Star Fox 64 uncompressed voice lines?
Fantastic. Though there is a magic to the crunch, I think.
Well, yeah, because it's just a matter of, it's not just a crunch, it's also a filter that was added to it to make them sound like they're coming from a comm line, you know? So I think both work really well. But when the weekend of the leaks, when that happened, that was like, all I was doing all night, just listening to that compiled video, it's like 30 minutes, of uncompressed lines, and I don't have much as knowledge for 64 because I didn't grow up with it, but it was like so fascinating. Like, these are so clean, like they've had these for years and they're so clean.
The Mario, I know everyone was talking about So Long Gay Bowser. That one was like everyone was hyping it up, and I'm like, it sounds like what I expected it to sound like.
Yeah.
But that one's just there. But then Star Fox was like a whole different vibe, but also, you know what I mean? It was different but the same.
Yeah.
It's just, again, all of that stuff is just fascinating. Oh, and we have 2 more donations. Do you want to read those, John?
Yeah, sure. Give me a second here. Sure. All right, $36 from Damn Girl 7. Hey guys, thanks for doing this. Someone in my family has diabetes. I do have an important question. I love the BSC readings of IGN lists and criticize them. Since 2012, I've been working on my own list of the top 125 animated TV shows, hoping it can get the BSC treatment. I know this is asking a lot, and I will not be upset if you don't have the time or desire to do it. If you guys don't want to do it, it's no fun. Wait, if you guys don't want to, it's no fun. Well, I think it's. I think you meant by it's no biggie.
No pressure.
No pressure. But I'll be really disappointed if you don't do it. If you
never
want to,
have
I
fun
want
again.
for 1 year now. All right. I don't want to be the asshole, but we haven't done that in so long for a reason. They take so long, and we barely have the time to do regular sessions nowadays. Especially with my schedule, like I can give the guys maybe 3-4 hours tops before I have to get back and do other things. So the likelihood of that ever happening is next to zero. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. That's just this. Yeah. The God inside is true. Let me drink some more coffee. Take the next donation.
Make a tier list of their tier list. That's what you should do. Those do well. We have a $30 donation from Vigilant Mike. Hey guys, just want to thank you all for the effort in putting this together. If I could ask a question, I need coffee too apparently. If Nintendo Switch theoretically gets N64 online, what games would you most look forward to?
I'd be happy to get even 10 on that thing, considering how the Wii U went.
Yeah. I don't even know, because there's not really. I guess if you want to throw Banjo on there, but I already have it on my Xbox One. But it'd be nice to see that, any of the rare games actually get thrown on.
Yeah, Mario Party is the most obvious answer.
Like, oh yeah, because that would have the 2-player.
Yeah. Oh, it just like Mario Party Online is a thing that still does not exist. Like,
yeah.
How have we gone this long without having a true Mario Party Online?
It's just sad.
That's money.
Yeah. It's just sad because there are so many fans that have put together, both for N64 and GameCube, full separate versions of the emulators that have them working with the online, like an online functionality for Mario Party, just for that. Like, there's so much demand that people went and made their own.
Because it would be complicated to set up in randos and could be very trolly, I'd say bullshit.
just have it be private matches.
Yeah, I don't want to play Mario Party with random people.
Make it to a point where you have to play with friends. I know that's kind of limiting, but that's also kind of the entire point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those Nintendo things that Miyamoto's like, I don't have a modem in my house. Fuck your online.
What the fuck is Netscape?
I've been shitting on Miyamoto a lot lately. He's a very great man, I'm sure. I'm just joking.
How much control does he even have? There's only so much control he has. Like, I feel like the online stuff and say putting N64 games on there, he wouldn't really have control about that.
I think that would be I forget. Is it Tabata? Is the hardware guy?
Tanabata, is that his name?
I forget. I forget who's in charge of the hardware. Chat will correct me. But Miyamoto's the software guy. But even then, it seems like that even during the Switch days, he's been taking a backseat and letting the young blood kind of finally do something. Vince McMahon.
I still think, I think it's. I don't want to compare Miyamoto to McMahon because
Miyamoto's a nice person, at least.
Yeah, McMahon's a generally awful person. But I think it's not even a matter of him being in control. It's just how much pull he has.
Yeah,
influence, which in a way can be worse. Not to say that it's like every decision he makes is bad, but he's up there in age, and it's kind of easy to assume that he might be a little antiquated with a couple of design philosophies of his. So it's just for the sake of getting some fresher things for it than it's in a library. It's more like, Miyamoto said this. Yeah, well, Miyamoto says a lot of things. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, look right now. Yeah, the current president is a guy named Shuntaro Furukawa, and he's been president since 2018.
Yes, because the previous president was just there for the transition.
Yeah,
I forget his name. Yeah.
Tatsumi Kimishima.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was just there just to hold on to after
Iwata passed away. Yeah, he just led the Switch into its transition and helped. I think he was big in the U.S. market because he had been one of the founding heads of Nintendo of America.
Yes, as he
Or
was
something
formerly
like that.
he was formerly the president of Nintendo America from 2002 until Reggie took his place in 2006.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's just there's got to be so much tape that they're cutting through at all times. I mean, especially now with the Mario franchise because you're not allowed to have
It's a family brand.
It's a family brand, but ignore the fact that we have them punching each other all the time.
So much physical activity.
Let's kill him.
But
Again,
fucking get them.
Andros.
Now, did you end up playing on hard, or was this easy?
This is hard.
Okay, so you've just been going through it,
Yeah, this will be my first time beating it on hard.
and now you've jinxed it.
Now I've jinxed it. It's okay. I made a safe state. We're good.
Andros isn't actually that hard on any difficulty. The challenge in expert specifically is just getting to him.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, expert throws so much at you. Like it is hectic, like as hell. Like if you're bad at time management or just planning, don't play it because you're gonna fall apart so hard.
I more wish the game had let me switch pilots after Star Wolf though, because I was thinking like it'd probably help me out a lot to have the smart bomb. Wait, no, there's a room in here that has all the power ups, right?
It is to these after this corridor.
It's in the center and the back, maybe.
It's in the center and the back, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that'll work out.
There's also a general purple coin there too, but I think it's also like an ambush as well. So you're gonna have to get like 2 enemies out of the way before you're rewarded with them.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that'll work out fine.
This is so. I'm looking at this, and it makes me think like, man, Star Fox Adventure kind of had an idea. Like, I'm thinking of like an actual Star Fox game that combines almost like Blaster Master, like the dungeon style of a Zelda game with the space, but like more properly, I suppose. It's just like I'm seeing this, and it's like, man, that'd be really cool, like to have an actual proper room-based Star Fox.
But you never leave the ship, basically. It's just like it's always the R-Wing in its standard form or Chicken Walker.
Yeah, I guess somebody said more like Assault.
But yeah, Blaster Master is probably the more comparison.
It's just I always love the idea of like that sort of that gameplay dichotomy there.
And then it just transforms into like a transformer. Like if you want your on foot, it's funny. Like simple shit like that actually makes it more justifiable. Where like don't take Fox out of the R-Wing, but make the R-Wing transform into a humanoid transformer. There you go.
Honestly, yeah,
that's like rocket fits.
It would work perfectly.
I'd even take a mech suit transformation.
Yeah, I mean there's a way you could do it.
Yeah.
Lego Star Fox.
I'd like to use the R-Wing wings as like blades or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Just make it Gundam Warriors.
That's the one we need to get Platinum back in for.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying doing it the way that Assault would do it would work.
Assault would do it, yeah, but make it more in line with the R-Wing itself, and instead of just like having them out of the R-Wing, because Assault had a lot of. I enjoyed Assault, for the most part, but it was like clearly struggling between 2 gameplay styles, and it didn't reach a proper center for it.
Yeah, it didn't hit either super well. It just kind of
had a really good soundtrack. Like, what the hell? Like, there's so much effort put into the soundtrack.
Was Assault Namco? Am I mistaken? Okay. Yeah, Namco makes the best Nintendo games.
Ian Bowe posted on Twitter a meme when you beat Star Fox 2 and Corneria sustained 99% damage, and it's Chris on SpongeBob's face and John on Patrick's face. We did it! We saved the city.
Yeah, that's what happened on my extra playthrough for the review. Was Corneria was like 98% damage.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and Experiment T points out like it looks good for GameCube. That game looks really good.
It really does. It is a really good GameCube game.
It's got to be up there for one of the best looking ones on the system, I would say.
One last save point, just because I'm anxious.
Oh, we have a $10 donation from Shrek, but they want it read in a Scottish accent. I can't do a Scottish.
Oh, accent. I don't think I can do that either.
You're the Shrek guy. Pressure.
I'm not the Shrek guy.
Yeah.
I just looked at Shrek games. I don't do Shrek voices.
So the Shrek.
You're a Shrek tuber.
Please no.
Well, TJ.
Get him on call just for this.
His number.
Guys, I'm at work.
Call him at work. Guys, I'm at my second job.
They hate Scottish accents.
FTCR hates Scottish people, confirmed?
Yeah, unsubscribe right now. Do it.
It turns out our whole fan base is nothing but Scottish people. We're fucked.
How did you never check your analytics, guys?
Really weird
Who
demographic.
checks those?
It's an analytic.
God. I can read it in not Scottish accent, if that's okay. Hey, I loved your License to Chill stream last year, and me and my wife wanted to contribute for this one.
Oh.
Anyways, I know my friend Donkey would contribute to Fuck the Dragon, but I'm all about saving the princess. P.S. My wife Fiona wants to hear Johnny sing Bakuman's High with his Luigi impression.
What is that?
That's the, I can send you a link.
It's from Yakuza.
Oh God.
I forgot that was in character as Shrek, so when he said when me and my wife wanted to donate, I was just like, aw.
Oh.
Then I went,
Yeah, for a second, that was the same way. I'll send you the link to the video. I don't know how you're going to do this because it's all just Japanese.
Yeah, that might be asking a little much.
I'll put it in the server.
I appreciate the thought behind it, though. At worst.
You've probably seen it. It's the one that all the face app kind of memes are based on, where everyone's singing it.
2 minutes long.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do all of it. I just gave you the whole thing.
It's karaoke though. I'm assuming there's lyrics.
There should be, but they might be in English there. So I really don't know how you're gonna do it. Give them the Google translated version. I can look for that.
This is why we need to make Johnny play Yakuza.
That would, I would fear for your upload schedule.
Time for Yakuza-thon.
Hold on, I think I can do this. 1 second. Let me set this up here.
I've been wanting to do like a yearly Yakuza little thing, but
You guys might be able to hear this. Give me a second.
Okay. While you're setting up, we have a $50 donation from Lilac. Hey guys, I know it's not much. It is. Thank you. It really is. I promise.
Yeah.
But here's to a good cause. My dad was diagnosed with diabetes type 2 years ago. And I want to help towards more research to help others. Put my money towards Super Castlevania 4 and stay awesome. Thank you very, very much.
thank you.
And that's going to put us at just under, unless this is updated wrong, $8,000. We're at $7,967.
Also, Super Castlevania 4 is now taking the lead by
Ooh.
$1 at 126. Rondo of Blood's 125. So
$1. That's amazing.
and it ends at the end of today once Catherine's done Fire Emblem Warriors.
So get your donations in, or at least spread the word. Donate more money. All right. I think I have this ready to go. I have never heard of the song before, so I'm just going to just read what's on the karaoke screen.
That's fine. This is the perfect ending.
Bakamita, kodomo nano ne, yume wo ote kizisuite. What the fuck? It's so weird reading it phonetically. Wait, drum roll? Why was there a drum roll? Oh, Christ. I love. Oh, that's in English. There's a dancing bird. It's distracting the fuck out of it.
It's a good bird.
Is it about what was the concept of the bird? With the rapid pacing and stuff. I'm fucking stopping that.
I like at a certain point, it was just you singing it. Like you just kind of got into it for a brief moment there.
Just like you kind of get carried away into the song. Like,
Yeah, it's a good song. There's a reason it became a meme.
I'm actually gonna listen to that later.
So
I
it's the first step in making him play Yakuza. I think just happened.
Oh God! Yeah,
see that
you're
bird.
far from the first.
That'll be it.
You gotta play at least zero. Play zero.
Chris and I have had long discussions many times about where to start with that series.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like I'll get to it. Like I will.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna not play it. It's like I'll get to it later.
I mean, it's an emotional investment. Like that's a lot of it is like when I played Kiwami 1, I started it with Chris on stream with our buddy Patrick, and I realized I didn't absorb any of it because I was streaming a game with subs. And so then when I went back into it, like probably like 6 months later, I finally sat down and I played through Kiwami 1 and then loved it so much that I immediately played through all of Kiwami 2. And then it was 3 weeks later and I was like, shit, I didn't make a video in the past month.
Time to monetize.
It's one of
There
those.
you go. Oh, we beat Star Fox 2 pretty much perfectly in time. Not bad for my
That's
first run on
Good
the
job. Good job.
Well done.
Who's on next?
Me
Stefan.
with.
Oh, we
With-
have another.
Oh, go ahead. Do it.
No, we have another nation that's going to come in. Sorry, it's not in yet.
Okay. Yeah. What are you playing next one?
I'm playing a Gyromite and Stack Up.
That'll be fun. Are you doing that on hardware or is that through?
No. I'm using an emulator.
Okay.
We kind of have to because unfortunately the Rob we thought we had was it's defunct.
It's a false
Gotcha.
flag.
Yeah.
Also to people know, because we had an hour allocated to those games. It's only going to be half an hour because there's like if we had an actual Rob, we could like waste an hour with that. But no, this is only going to be half an hour, which is actually useful because I think I need more time for Wario Land. So Wario Land's going to end up starting a bit early.
That will work. Let me see if this last one popped up. If not, we will start with it next stream.
And your final score?
C
is-
rank. What the fuck?
Oh my God! You were at the. Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
Is this
Wow.
game actually hard?
That
I
sucks.
thought they did pretty okay.
Well, in order to unlock expert, I think you have to get B rank, and Corneria cannot get damaged at all. So
So that one hit I would have taken.
that one hit, that one missile that you let like do a spinneroonie towards the atmosphere is your cause of concern. That probably would have pushed you to the B rank too. So yeah, better luck next time.
That's a
Okay,
cool
we
game,
have-
though.
2 donations to end Star Fox on. $5 from Master XXS. Rondo of Blood is better, so put my money towards that. That'll put Rondo in the lead. But Blue Dino donated $10. I'd give this to Tiki and Warriors, but I'm positive that ship has sailed. So put this towards to the Castlevania with the second manliest Belmont, Castlevania 4.
Ooh,
So
right.
Castlevania 4 should be $6 in the lead, I think.
Yep, that should be it. If it's $6, if it's $5, then yeah.
Right.
And again, that bid war ends today. So towards what is the final game of the event?
Fire Emblem Warriors, I think.
Fire Emblem Warriors. So at the end of Fire Emblem Warriors, that bid will be closed so that Derek and I can get some practice in. And I'm looking forward to it. Personally, I want Rondo of Blood to win, but Super Castlevania 4 is also a fantastic game. So this is one of those where I don't really care who wins, but I have a preference.
Mm.
So, thank you very much, everyone, for popping in, listening to the discussions, and donating towards a really good cause. And look forward to playing more games with you. And guys, it's always been a pleasure. I'm going to go head out and eat because I still haven't eaten yet. And
Fair.
yeah.
All right.